So, good morning, everyone. So now we'll begin in the same way as usual. Prayer to Manjushri and short seven branches and short mandala and request for teaching. Lamandam gumbo jamba yala janza lo yungre jinye jenda nyeda nanda rasa jinye jinye zije
Sanjay Tangi Jitan, the Samba Juni to the two Shibata Jitan's house.
So, for the sake of motherly sentient beings, in order to lead them to complete enlightenment, for that purpose, we're going to listen to this Dharma teaching.
The constant Chevi Chute, ne, the younger Paramachikin Zebi, Lata Panduin Nobu, a luch danger Latam Panduin Nobu Terrace.
And then the actual teachings that what we are going to study is the deities on the modes of being, the precious jewel and gathered for divinities and glory, which is composed by Meton Burchi, especially for the worldly mundane advice.
The Tilaya ni Chaparajaba, Yung the song you've been on it, Yung Cabres.
And within this text, the advice, there's three categories. The first one is paying homage, and then second one is actual teaching, actual advice, and then the third one is conclusion. So first one we complete, we are in the second.
Ani Datilaya ni Yara Tambi Chabala, Sabgabi Johnson, the Yara Tabi Shaba, Ni Binonita, the Cabres.
And within this second, the actual teaching, and is describing the why, and we need to train ourselves to become a good person, and how to, let's say, fulfill or complete to train to become a good person. And then among these two, today we are in the second hymn.
Yarab Tambi Sheba La Muela Lobso Telaya, Ni Johinda Jarni, Ni Dansan True, the Red and Nilachin, Johnny Hit Binani, that Dansan Sumbak Calvares.
And how to train to fulfill to become a complete or the good person. And they use this example with the perfect tree. So the perfect tree requires, how the perfect tree requires those 6 categories, and similar way, and then to become a complete or the good person, the kind person, and those 12 characteristics are necessary. So those 12 characteristics are combining with those 6 examples. And then first the being sensible and being trustworthy, it's like the root, and modesty and conscientiousness, it's like the trunk, and honesty and keeping commitment firmly, it's like the branches. So today we are in this the honesty which we complete, and we are studying about the keeping commitment firmly.
Tera ni ko Yarab Tambi Sheba Seda Demba Tselang Jila, Nipene Shindonji Prison Sobala, and Chatswa Chibala, Botzawa the Tembu Chu, the Nit Dombo de Yapojiche, Tela the Yagai Jik Zamboji Jagawana Yijine, Tinajoki Taji Yarab Tambi Sheba de Chatswa Jida Seda Demba Yonga Chibala, and the Dombo Lo Sharap Landorji Sharap Dan, and Ronsu Tubiki, and Miki Tinimuji. Zawatsu. They tend to let me tell down by a baki, don't put up Dembocha. They get Dendolani, Trampo Chevada, Tanga Karena, Dembo Nebaki, Yagata put Jagawa, Otnik Tony, hit you on Tatanda, Candela Yaga, La Ni Binon, Tatambot Son Niba, Tamka Dembaki Picatres.
So in order to complete the perfect tree, and how a tree has to have this perfect root, and then stable trunk, and then the perfect branches, and the leaves and flowers and fruit. And that when tree has all these qualities or the characteristics, and which makes the complete tree or the perfect tree, good tree. Likewise, to make oneself the complete or good, kind person, in the similar way, and root, the how the just like the perfect root, it's like the being sensible and being trustworthy, and then the stable trunk like a modesty and conscientiousness, and then the perfect branches like honesty and keeping commitment firmly. So we are today studying the third one, the how to have a perfect branches, and among that the honesty we already studied, and then now today the keeping commitment firmly.
저들아 동보 가르치기였으나 아니 담자게 고대한세나임도 뭐세나임도 아니 담자세야데 가르치를 세거래 담자 갑든들 담자 때봐서데 가르치를 세거래세나 어떻게 단다다 땡거래스.
And then this stanza, that stanza 115, which is start from the whosoever is unwavering and solid. This stanza, that it is describing the entity of commitment, and how to recognize and how to understand the meaning of commitment.
공시 기타를 킨체와 조아메데 담자 댄스. 다 소소게 딱지 건도 송이기 토니 니 체기 민세네 담자 다 킬레 칸디다 주제바 있나야 디 조아메바 다가란 토르 니바텔라 아니 카톤딜라 담자 댄바스라 이거레스.
And it is here, whosoever is unwavering and solid in his or her commitments, because their commitment are firm, they will accomplish their own purpose. So anyway, so it is, they translated, this translation is just like this, but what Kimbo is saying is that whatsoever once committed, after analyzing, after investigating, and then that not letting, transgressing that commitment.
어떻게지디가스 아 다디게 담자 댄바세와 디 통아서 단다 조 가르치고 그랬으나 아니 니데 단 팀바크 토니게 되시고 그랬어. 디 최단 팀바크 토니게 되시나이네 다랑 레스고 담자데 싸워차고 그랬어.
And right now, this commitment, that talking based on accordance to the worldly or mundanely, and also if we talk this based on a spiritual, and this commitment is also something needs to be stable, something important.
다 배차가와 있는 저게 nomba sonjepi langmale shubalaya shamdik domat shuyore shamdik domat shuyde kasula ngazo tambya de kenenji yagar kare yagare ne kumjo sonla shaps ndogi sene kelende tambya yagare di shosuna ane nomba la shuyake langwati shodogoyore.
For instance, in accordance to the spiritual, that when we enter into the Buddhist religious, and then we need to take this commitment of relying on triple chain, the go refuge to triple chain. And once we take refuge under triple chain, then one should maintain that whatsoever precepts according accordance to the refuge vow. If one transgressed it or break this refuge precepts, then one may losing one's commitment.
Tena yechen tanga to teba chembi ke lamla shuine sonje che kompon do cheba la ya tomar ni jongju ju do semsi bike ni sanje che kompon de dugu yin se bike tamja da kelen de zo weres.
Likewise, once one enter into the Mahayana path, then we are committing that from now on that I'm going to achieve enlightenment for the sake of other sentient beings.
Te tamja de shoso wa ina sanje che kompon do ya ke ni ko geza kanida ti tamja de showi 차위 기 제일 소세 게자 간다 부터 도바 이나야 그 sonje 공부 톱지 그 줄을 놓여 말이지.
And once we transgress it or break this commitment, then without this commitment whatsoever we engage into meritorious activity, and those meritorious activity will not going to become cause to achieve enlightenment.
다들 이제는 가서 그 디치디다지 가서 최종 인내지 근간에 산업도나 최종 자와 가르라버지 이나야 그 짜이게 아니 당자들 때문에 만든 돈의 소식이 니그 최대게 좀제도 테마데 라레데요 그래서.
So people who are engaging into spiritual path, and whether they success or complete their spiritual journey or not, it is very rely on commitment, whether one commitment is stable or not.
근데 이제는 가서 니den기 자와게 돈을 쌓는 돈아야 아니 지 자카고 뻔버 제발라야 니마 드리니 니 레겐데 쿠르체네 니 자카고 트던데 봐 책임이 있어게 당자도 쏘고 그랬어.
Likewise, according to the worldly or mundanely, and then for instance the leader of the country, and once they appointed that person as a leader, then that person has to commit that I will going to take care of the law of this country and everything. That commitment is required.
그런 게 제가 담자다 걔는 제반나이 아니 라덴 따르마다 담자들 쇼도 마쇼 그 돈이 그게 좀 내대 타마다 데이터를 알아내고 그랬어.
And then after that, whether that leader success or kind of like the proper ruling the countries or not, it is all rely on how that whether that leader implementing properly his or her own complete commitment or not.
어때지디 가슬래 아니 단당 아저께 미지기 자와 추바지발라 아니 동보 얄가다 보텔라 아니 장보 내바다 아니 단자 때마 띵니디 샤고요 그랬어.
So therefore, in order to become a good person, the perfect person, that the branches, like the branches, these two characteristics, which is honesty and firm in commitments.
근데 근데마 담자 땐다 론된 연진디 지주외 세하기 지감바 니보데게 갔던 거잖아. 다 담자 땐 니비기 아니 그바데 너르디는 된 거랬어.
And the another two line of this same stanza of 115, and this another two line is showing the what to say beneficial or the potential of the stabilizing one's commitment.
다 근데게 다 소시 제방만도 손이 돈을 켈랜데 담자 가래라고 샤바 있나냐? 뒷tempo 내 투송아 있나? 네 랑기 단다야 데이터는 누구래? 아니 슬라바레스.
So they will accomplish their own purpose. Other can also trust this person's words. So the first one, that whoever kind of like maintaining or or stable in their own commitment. And then those will going to accomplish their own purpose. That's something talking about how it benefits for the self.
Tati wrong dan ruptong kande resena sosu tamcha yaba ke ti thole ane ne so aina sosu ke tatu ke miute ane rutu res tati maimba ane parma tola ane tamcha de le yawaina sosu ke miute rutu mares.
And so that one whoever kind of like the firm in their commitment, and based on that firm commitment, then the person will able to achieve their final destiny or the ultimate aim. And in the middle, if one break or transgress these commitments, then the person won't be able to accomplish the ultimate destiny or the aim.
Penangazo ta jagage 아니 그 젤루촌이 라서 밖에 개발돼서 그 용인 따와이나래 그게다 줄루리스 많이 그 용대서 따와이나래 용대 담보 정원데 뭐라 아니 담자를 야외에서.
For instance, that whether those scriptures which is composed in India by those Indian great scholars such as the six adorned and two supreme scholars, or in Tibet, regardless of classes, that whosoever those scholars, when they compose or when they write some scriptures at the beginning, and they will make commitment.
특히 담자 제바티 그 거바 가르레 세우는 가서 그 융간에다 버지 정해나요. 딘 타르치비 거바 인생이라고 그랬어.
And then what is the purpose of pledging or committing at the beginning? It is said it helps to complete the composing or writing scriptures.
다 진탕한테 간르레에서나 딱고 시부 담바 시부 세다 댐바지나 근데 담자 간즈바테 남이 알려고 말했어요. 세거레스.
And how it helps to complete or kind of like helps to the complete reading or composing or writing those scripture, that if the person is sublime or very stable, then not stable. If the person is sublime, then they will never going to lose their commitment.
다 들리게 돈에 소설 그 단다 가래 놓나야 담자 지바이나 뭐 내바이나 된도 그랬어야 돼. 된도레스.
So in this way, that whatsoever we do, if we stable or firm our commitments, then one may fulfill one's own wishes.
다 예지 네 지중을 세우다 가서나 근데 그 담자 템보 강 라바티 토라 니 댕이기 건다지 임바이나 되게 가래 라바이나야다 딜랑아서 그 이체다 르게 룽그레스 딜라바레스.
And likewise, the other can also trust this person's words. What does it mean? That those type of persons who are very stable and firm in their commitments, and then those persons, whatever they said, and those words becomes very reliable.
어디지디 가솔라니 고 담자 템바케다 거반도르 뒤나 아니 롱크 단단 루바다 양기 소식이 간 라바테 니 녀바다 아니 이체치와.
And if we summarize the potential or benefit of firm commitment is that it can fulfill self kind of like a purpose, and as well as other we're going to rely on the words of the persons, as well as the other we're going to follow or obey.
다티게 담자 템비게 거바 ndor 뒤니 해바레스 지금만 이리게.
And within this next two lines, it is describing the benefit of stabilizing commitment in a brief way.
디니마 지 쇼로가 숨게 아니 당자 템보 메나 님이 가려서게 당자 미템비기 님이 디히고레스.
And then from here, the next stanza, 116, and then 117 and 118, those three stanzas, and mainly it is describing the fault or the disadvantage of not fondness commitment.
다 동부 쇼로가 되라 레버지니 켄체바 까빈타야 동미루 당자 냠베 지지바 대자 잔틈지미지.
And then the first stanza, they translated here, is someone who makes commitment after having carefully analyzed their nature, will never let go of his or her commitments, even at the end of an eon. There is more to be fair in impairing commitments than in breaking the law. So that's how they translate it. But so this is also, I think, they needs to be a little modified. That's what I feel. The will never, it shouldn't be will never, should not let go instead of will never. So from the first line that after having carefully analyzed whatever committed, should not let it go, the commitments, even at the end of an eon. And the fairness of transgressing commitment, that much fear is not there in breaking the law of country. Should be like the law of country here, not just breaking the law.
근데 가르송을서나 레버지니 켄체바스니까 손 담보 시단게 당아도 가서 여기 봐요 그 값이 해봤나니 레스 콜레가 가르치네나야 딱지 제바데 다 개체모레스 와 대치디 가서래 소소기 레가데 루다마도 저 레가 이나는 이땡기 레가 이나는 고지 간데로 버지나야 동보 디체는 리사르던 리사 말에 소소 니사르던 니사 말에 고 딱지야 보지 제네 켈레제고레스.
So that always it is, as I mentioned earlier during the consciousness, that one should analyze or check, investigate. And that checking or analyzing or investigating, it's needed either the purpose of worldly or the purpose of dharma or the spiritual path. And whatsoever, and before we are kind of like doing it, such a purpose, that we need to analyze or investigate and then check one's own capabilities, whether one will be able to complete this task or not.
아니 근데 그 따지 제비 톤의 소식이 따지 그 케이지 랜스와 킬렌 담자지 전에 당이 내가 늦두이 자원데 제기 인세 옛날에 해 소소한 담자 제네 그 제차디 니데 까빈 타야스나야 다다데 나면 르룽 말세 이렇게 잘했어.
And then it is saying once or after having carefully analyzed, then whatever one committed and that oneself or to expressing to others that I will going to complete this task, committing oneself or expressing to the friends and others. And once after having carefully analyzed, then ones make commitment that whatever committed, and that commitment should not let go of commitments, even at the end of an eons.
장아서 그 깔빈 탈세디 가서 맞아 그 까바드 찍디 가서 깔첸지세 들라 bakar jaju sanda tene tsigun ka so ni yato ka ba mato ka ba se de tene ticho de mambo chi ya yores.
Then this eon, when we talk about this eon, that within this eon has how to say, there's a way of kind of like recognizing an eon. There's a great eon, and then within this one great eon, there's 80 mediocre eons, and then within those eons has a sum of eons are considering as a kind of like an increasing eon, or some of them eons are considering as a decreasing eon.
This is the kalba chambuchi say the caso teacher Krintula Sandana, Mazoga Samuel Mahana, which is the teacher Buchigores.
So therefore, if we how to say, think, contemplate that how many time or years within this one great eon, then that is something like unfathomable out of our concept.
Oh, that Tineke Kabike Tazo, Kabatende Zosunayan, Tanja the Logima Yamara Seatica, Dodo Carteng words, Tanja Naya Logiamara Seacares.
And then here it is saying, even at the end of an eon. So what does it really means? It means that regardless, no matter what, one should not transgress or lose one's commitment. That's what it means.
That did Tonya Yamara Sevi Jobsen Carresna, Tamja Nyambe Jinjiba, that's a gentleman Jimmy G. Kasi Choronke Tamja to Shoswaina, Take in Jibam, Take Choron Chonrawada, Kangal Yowanani, and the Jaka could trim da Ngaswaina, Choron Yungumares, the Hegores.
And then the next, it is describing that once we transgressed our commitment, and then that transgressing commitment or breaking that commitment will going to bring the tremendous loss for oneself. And then one can lose many opportunities. And then therefore it is saying the fearness of transgressing commitment, that much fear is not there in breaking the law of country. So even the breaking the country's law will not going to mix that much loss and fear like the transgressing one's commitment.
Tape Chajaina, Mazoki Jetsi Milarabate, Mabak Kundila, and Church of Asmuras.
And for example, if we use one example here related with this, then the Milarepa that who was consulted and visited to Marpa to receive teachings.
That Didikas Milarabaka Tamcha Karayavasana, that conk Mabak and Deni, the church is Shune, and the conchic Karsakun Rebuti Matopatala could doing Sag Tanja Yan Mabat in the Chimares.
And then Milarepa made this commitment when he consulted to Marpa that after receiving teachings from him, then until I success or accomplish the result of this Dharma practice, and I will going to rely on him.
Tini Mabakundi Chadikasal Mabaki Che Masunche, Tini ko Saint Damando de Yusake Chedola, Ni ko combat Ziji, combat ko Chu Yile, Tiko Ani Li Yidan Tubaki, Teniko Yipteni Leju, Pemas Dobotamarawas.
And then, but the Marpa didn't grant or give teachings easily. At the beginning, that Marpa let him build some house for his son Dharmado. That his son Dharmado for his son, that he led the Milarepa to build some house, and those house he let him build related with accordance to those 4 Dharma activities. like pacifying activities and increasing activities, magnetizing activities, and wrathful activities like that shape, according to those shape that he let him build.
다 근데 코 뱀마시 그 강한 뇽제 이제만 라마 연다 지밀라 마바산 최쇼가 레디가스 코 디냠들라 아니 지 온지 쉬야 차지 동치네 콜레 아니 뇽 다음에 마게 유치 콜레 바테 대진 대 온에 피니 그 온샤 차지 담아라스.
And then in this way, the Milarepa, how to say, experienced the very hardshipness when he was staying under him. And then one day, there's another Lama came and visited Marpa, and then the Marpa started to grant him empowerment. And then at that time, the Milarepa tried to receive that empowerment, and then Milarepa was offered by the concert of Marpa, the ownerless concert, and she gave this one Jane to him to make it offer for the empowerment.
근데 대 밀라게 유티 피네 온샤 차지 동디 가서 마르바게 유디 니기지레스 제 간이 고마 걸레 인생 그 마르바 밀라 동네 담바터드 강에chen 비자레스.
And then when Milarepa offered that gem, the yu, it's called the Tibetan yu, that's one precious gem. And when he offered that to Marpa, then Marpa took that and then said, where you get this from? This is mine. He said, this is mine. Where you get it? Did you get it this from? And then he bitten him until he got fainted. And then he kicked him out from the empowerment area.
니코페 sembaciota chene 당에 가르면 가르치나야 다 쳐라 지레미도 전에 니코 로자레스.
And then at that moment, then Milarepa got so mad and sad. And then Milarepa thought, now, regardless, no matter how much I tried, I may not going to receive teachings from him. And then it's better for me to now go somewhere.
니코마 로드니 콜사야 요마르티 간 요마르 총반 디마 로네 lumban dollar 나상 지르코 암초치 바레스.
And then when he went out from the Marpa, and then he visited some village, and then he doesn't have anything to eat or drink. So he visited one house
암초 로레스 암초.
to do some puja in that house.
니코 제 동반데 바레스.
And then he recited the prayer called the Eight Emptiness, that sutra.
제 동반 논레 데라메 로마 덴스 쳔파 따동거 그 쳔파 덴스게 라마들 로마 덴스 페마시게 테네 코 딘사보테네 요레스.
And within that sutra of Eight Emptiness, and there is a description about how the student should rely or consult to teacher, and like the bodhisattvas, the Chupa.
쳔파.
Chupangi?
쳔파 라마. 로마 따동거.
So that Chupak is there's a history about Chupak and Taktumu. Taktumu was student, and how this Taktumu constantly crying, consulting this sublime Dharma. That's his name. The sublime Dharma is the name of the teacher, and how he is relying to that teacher. That kind of histories, instructions are there.
근데 쳔파 그 쳔송사 그 쳔라데 따동거 그 좀아서 안데 텔라라부테네 야 가스는 텔라라마데 쳔돌라 따동거 그런 게 라바테네 푸제네 차단제네 타게 당가서 죽만 잠아서 왜라 뭐 데네다고 제하게 된 로지테네 여레스.
And then within that, there's a history that how this constantly crying the student and the relying or consulting this sublime Dharma, the teacher. One time, the sublime Dharma, the teacher who is about to give teachings, and then within that area, teachings area, that the constantly crying students, he is cleaning everything, and then there's still some dust. Then in order not to blow those little dust by air, then he instead of water, then he used his own blood to kind of like settle it down.
근데 그다 로지든 통원이 밀라를 봐겠다. 이게 제한테 제한강 레민도 되네. 근데 삼노지 땅치네. 되는 거야 로래 버렸어.
And when Milarepa saw in this way of consulting or relying to teacher, and then he compared with himself that how he consulted, how he relied to Marpa teacher. And then he felt it, oh, the way I relied to Marpa, it's nothing compared with how this constantly crying relied to this sublime Dharma teacher. Then he kind of like a revulsion his mind, and then went back.
근데 문트니고 담자데 말려체네 주슈네 데바레스.
And then after that, continuously, that without the breaking that commitment, and then he stayed there.
사땡이 단다 가르치는 쉬고였으나 갑대디 밀라게 담자데 lö체네 담보고 말바선 로디 가서 좀 레지 최 휴제네 최대 룹제네 고 좀레지 마탱바도 지게 인세 담자제네 레바레 갑대디 코 담자데 lö는 로예나 밀라에 단다 가서나 이 미주마지 되어져서.
And why I'm telling you this history is that when Milarepa made this commitment, and at the first time beginning that he made a commitment that until I success and accomplish some fruition of Dharma practice, I will not going to abandon this teacher. And that's what he made commitment. And then later he changed his mind a little bit, and then he's trying to run away. And from that run away, if he didn't able to see this the history, and that history didn't make him to revulsion or change his mind and go back to Marpa, then the Milarepa maybe today is not really that Milarepa very well known person. He may just like us, ordinary.
티치디 가솔레 고 자갑근 친단가나 쳔델라 장코노 지시그레 아니 예바 제바 지시그레 할레잖아 쳔디게 소트 지시지레스 이나야 딘디게 고 멜라르바나 이 성제 토요라 콤본 토요라 바제 주도아 사나버데 고타 담자디 냐바장지 치 바제 용외 개요 말와스.
And then on the other hand, the breaking the law of country, which brings fairness or a disadvantage. It is all maybe that we get some sentence or punishment according to the law, or worst case scenario, maybe we lost our life, and there's nothing much worse than that the breaking the law of country can cause. But the breaking the law of country may not interrupt or disturb to achieve enlightenment.
어때지디 가솔라 아니 고 단자냐바기 니바 정어라바다 아니 자카퀸 팀든가 가니 보데 아니 단자냐바데 두레사데 좀 드리진 something whereas.
And then now this comparing these two commitments and breaking the law of country, and comparing within these two that the transgressing or losing commitment is worse than breaking the law of country.
디나히 양기데 가르레서나 benang아조게 펜지 총라버지 단지된 디톡 산노 도나야 총라버 잡아이네데 내가 가른다고 이나인다 메테다니 깨자지 시에제네 아니 담캬들 learning jua tanding miki baina kadenan jua tanding miki baina.
Likewise, on the other hand, if we use this example according to the mundane, worldly way, let's say there's two businessmen. Then when they do the business and they need to have commitment to complete their business, then during that time, if the one businessman and he or she always kind of like breaking their commitment, then
아니 바조되게 이게 라체네. 근데 그 총소만 쇼로 그래 봤어.
and then other business partner may lose trust on him or her, then that might cause to lose all business.
그 많이 받고 즉 담캬다 마냐부터 코니 총제들 가서래. 즉 자가 컨트렌던 가와 띠띠 주나 그 할리제나 그 띠짱 코너 띠지 찌지래. 아니 제바 띠지 제지래. 그 장마서잖아. 그 문테디 그 총 완전 얘기가
And other than that, without breaking commitment or the promise between these two businessmen, and even for that purpose, even those two businessmen has to do something which is opposing the law of country, breaking the law of country, and then that might can cause those businessmen to getting into the prison, and the certain time period they may need to punished. They can get some sentence, but after that they can still continue business.
된다고 삼다나야 되거든.
In this way, if we think, that is also can understand.
근데 땀단 나라 밑집이 밑에 터서 지긴도 좀비 쥐쥐만 봐요. 따뜻 코네 용당에서.
And then next one is a person who is unconcerned with words and vows. It's like a tree stainer, devoid of any nectar of goodness. This metaphor shows the actual nature. So this metaphor shows the actual nature. Okay.
그래. 땀다서야 돼. 땀 그저 가르쳐 봐 이나야. 시사 시바가 돌면해요. 아니 나잖아요 이나야. 나라 지당 매왔지. 근데게 단 좋아잖아. 단댕에 그 가르쳐나야. 아니 그 템포 민주지. 근데 제대로 이나서. 근데 제대로 매대 초사 지긴도서 초사서야 돼 가지고 그 아니 자라보다 누르다보다 근데 그 장마서디 가서 차여라 차 지긴도 아니 좀비 쥐쥐만 봐요. 따뜻해 권해온다면서 대지대 가서 근데 그 밑에라 좀비게 아니 그 연탄 양 가야 아니 줄라 저르그 말했어. 용그 말했어. 가르스나 티 점생 따서나이다 점생사나이다 코 나다 땅을 밑에와 밑고 담자 밑에 봐 대가랑게 독투 그래서.
And then the person who is not considering about their own words and their own vows or commitment, their own promise, and those persons, it's like a tree stainer. So the tree stainers, that tree stainers, whatever left over, those are devoid of any nectar of goodness, so that the person who is not maintaining or concerning their word and their promise or their vow, it's like devoid of all the good qualities, the good characteristics, that the person who is not concerning their word and vow or the promise, that itself, it's clearly indicating that this indicates alone can perfectly define or identify it.
대지대 가서 당 알아서 지 miti ki kecha shenjo tila tembo menjo chi chemi thulni jina ni susu nomi ina yare ko choga da chime paru ina yare pa da po paru ina yare ni me khande dobo chi ina ya koda ni de karse korta inji kanam so dil segment khalawta ti che thugma
And therefore, that person who is not concerning or keeping their word and promise properly, then either that kind of person between the family or between the spouse or between the parent, between the father or whosoever, and there's no way that a person can really deal with that type of person.
ti chi di kasola tindi ki mitila ani zombie ko yante kaya ne thugma res jula
And that type of person will going to devoid of any nectar of goodness.
Tene tendi mela hlada pa janshi kambi pel yendo yanda yendo jawala tachong zang sima yin se ta tendi ke tamcha al tembo me denge nada tamda nala zidong mitsi denge tamcha tembo me denge mitila hlaya miyang kou mare hlayang kou mare mit hla man ko suna ni palte ya min kowa yi yare se
So such a person is like a dried and rotten tree stump that offers no shade. Glory and the divinities will leave them for another. There's absolutely no doubts in this. So such a persons like the above mentioned, that who are not concerning their word and promise or vow or commitments. And that type of persons, it's kind of like they cannot attract or cannot magnetize the human or neither God or nor all those glory or the wealth, and it cannot be magnetized.
tani ma pe kar yabar sina janshi kambi pel yendo se pena ngazo shindong tila ani yaga da loma da kase shindong tila loma da ndrepo da metho tene puson so de yade wana ani ko teu de zo rangi kan koy mures
For instance, if the tree is not dried and rotten, and tree has all these leaves, flower, and fruits on it, then all those monkeys and those so forth all are naturally will going to attract or gather.
kasi janshi de kamne de loma da ndrepo da metho da chika memoreso na rangi ge ani teu la sobate sote yanda yandola tende yosale ndo yagrabas
And if this tree is dried and rotten, then doesn't have any leaves and flower and fruits, then all those monkeys and so forth will not going to attract or magnetize by it. Then all those animals, monkey and so forth, they will going to run away somewhere to find the tree that which has all these leaves and so on.
대치디 가서 근데 담자 때문에 맹이 김미텔라 아니 베테나니 진네 메야 소수기 빙빙자 파마 고 새로도 가리나야 코르투고 말해서 라이 갈래 콜레 제도 그랬어 대나니 근데 가져 좀 하다 줘야 라이 그 샤이엔도 촌도 원래 근데 저스는 근데 소수기 발표선 소바테 용도 말해서
Likewise, if the persons, it's like not concerning or keeping their words and promise, then to that type of persons, they may, even families will not going to magnetize or gather. And also like the spouse, and like the worldly gods may not going to protect to that type of person. And then when every of those human and then those gods are turn their face away or keep distance to that person, then that person may also lost all the opportunity to gather the glory or the wealth.
대체로 당가 저그 잠재는 뭐지 그냥 같이 이나 뒤돌에 깔로양 양네 남그레스 gamale.
Therefore, this our let holiness used to advise us is all the time, constantly.
백해지 뭐지 그래서.
And then he concerned this is very important.
거리 그냥 뒤돌에 빼면서 그라는다 그랬어.
And he himself implement in this very much.
네 테마지는 거리가 깔로 가래 놓여서나스.
And in one occasion, what he advised is
대가서 그마게 다 깔로 놓여가지고 달에 주양주도 총가족에 대토를 밤내 가서 따야서 열었어.
and that advice that we wrote it down in the book, that the advice that which he gave, we recorded, like a tape recorded, and those records we already printed in a paper, written in a letter. We can see it.
담보 가족에 대대서 어디 가서라 베이토를 제발인데 이제 단다 인지 돌아에 주차해야 됐어.
And when we make it this, write it down all those his advice, and we made it in a Tibetan letters. And then later they translated into English.
저때 그 라바체네 양샹양샤 따이나 백펜도야 여런스.
And that book, if you how to say, if you try to get it that book, and then constantly again and again, if you're able to watch, then it's very beneficial.
대노는 찌 간레송여서나 또 잠치디 가초죠. 또 잠마레나 두초죠. 제냐 말레스.
In that one advice, one pieces of advice, that what he advised is that the how to say, shouldn't be oneself easily happy and easily unhappy.
미세야 데 템보 도나기 제고레스.
And human being should be stable like a rock.
땅까지 시시에서나 가디나 데라 네바치.
And whatever you express, and then whatever you express all the time, try to stay with it, that what you expressed.
샤람이나 가타 가레이나야 템보 네토바 제고레스.
And behavior or any kind of things, that it is always has to be stable.
대체나 전지된 술라이나야 펜토여레스.
And if one does stable, then it will going to help and benefit both mundane and spiritual.
야세디 야주초죠. 말세디 말주초죠. 데이미티 kilómares.
And when someone says something and immediately following after that, and when other one says something immediately following after that one, kind of like a constantly changing one's decisions. And that type of person is useless.
아니 잡자치스 전지된 가르체나야 템포치스 야부치스.
And then be careful that whether you do the mundane worldly activity or the spiritual practice, and regardless whatever you are trying to do, and do it in a very firm way.
거리게 그 만소를 깔로는데 테마지를 드리지 송여레스.
And in this way, how he advised it one occasion, one time to the public.
지지된 가서 공을 대바다 이제 영은 참하게 아니 디 송대 냠내 체가 내가 전부 다 초도 상황은 삼도나.
So therefore, from my point of view, that whoever have a faith and believe in him, and we must try to implement those advice given by him.
거리게 잘에 가래 나와 있나야 디네란 ang에레스.
And then he himself, whatever he do exactly what he express.
장관은 뭐 제가 그냥 대만지 숨바래서.
And even Dalai Lama said one time,
맞아요. 뭐 제때 빼마시게 다 우주 차고 아니 다 담제 때 보세요라. 근데 맨날 돌 이고 부이 생겼는데레스.
and what Dalai Lama said,
돌은 저거 이고 부이 생겼는데레스.
one time Dalai Lama also said that this Venerable Rinpoche is very persisting and very firm in his commitment. And for his commitment, that even he has to make a hole to the rock by his finger, he will going to make it.
근데 그 담자 때뭐 닝이지 인자 자와 참모들이 집으로 두고 왔어.
And such a like that, he is very stable and firm in his commitment. Therefore, he is able to success in his activities.
배는 거리게 공이 노노라 시다지 주기 세네 담자 제차디 아니 시다도 주마토니 야주 양이 고 시다데 야 주는 로투 카시에즈라 게겐 캠보나지라 양 다와 카시에즈 토니 게겐데 마콤 근데 제네 테마 몽볼레 시다데 마 참여하게 투야 까메 근데 고니게 되네요 깔로 나야레스.
And then when he committed the promise to establish the Buddhist Research Center, we call Sheda, or the university. Right now we are in, you can see in Namdole Monastery, that when he committed first time that he will going to establish that, and at the beginning there's so many difficulties he have faced it, that sometimes there's no students who wants to study this philosophy. And when he gets some students who have interested to study this philosophy, and then there's a difficulty to get teacher who can teach it. And then sometimes when both are gathered, then after a few months, and then teacher is giving some excuse that such a teacher, he is saying, oh, now I have to go somewhere, I have to do my things, blah, blah. And then he walk away. That kind of many times difficulties he faced it, that when he began to establish this Sheda, and after a few months it has to be stopped. And then again it start, then again stop, again it start, like that.
다치 딜리게 강아 뭐지 체체네 당이 시에다지 고 주투세하나 지용사 말을 삼삼라고 딜리게 곰바 얘기가 되는 총수송을했어.
And then even Holiness himself also said that when he faced such a very great deal of difficulty to establish this Sheda, and then one time he also felt it, that he said he felt it, maybe I won't be able to establish this Sheda.
이나야 다 우준 타체지 제제니까 되었을라네. 다마 주투바 잔나 맞네. 다 로이깁시야랑 좀 로체네. 잠불린라게 겐게 아니 고 차토가 되는 중요했어.
And but still he's just kind of like keeping that commitment very firmly, and then with the very persistingly try to establishing this continuously. And because of all those firm commitment and persistence and everything, that now we can see like there's almost near 40 years that the Sheda is there. And then not just like that, this Sheda is very flourished. Now from that Sheda, the sending teachers to everywhere.
어다 되나 버려서 담자 때문에 치야디 갈심 뭐임바.
This is it is like this, that how it is important to firm one's commitment.
다 니니마 담자 때문에 비기 평양식이었어. 다 평양다 니민이다 지 노조 지 가조다 루조레스 다 레사보레스.
And then from this stanza, the 119, from here, it is talking about the benefit of stable commitment, firm commitment. And then this benefit of firm commitment and the disadvantage or the faults of not kind of like keeping commitment firmly, it is antithesis.
근데 다들 가르쳐서는 단자 지점 된주 봐. 대단 대점 이den에서 지롱아 대달 하다 빠졌네서.
So, however stable one is in maintaining one's commitment, to that extent one becomes the person others can trust and rely on, and however much a person can be trusted and rely on, like that the divinities and glory will remain with them.
다 가르치는 거였으나 다 단자 템보 여비기 평양대 가르치나 단자의 소설 템보 같이 여봐. 대잠지게 아니 그 이체소와 이단 제소와 차그래서 소소소소이나의 딩처니바 미예마이나 소소라 딩처다 아니 이대로와 차그래서.
And this is what it is mentioning is that however the stable one is in maintaining one's commitment, that the person who have a very stable commitment, that person, him or herself, could strengthen their confidence, and then likewise also the other can really rely on that type of person. So that kind of potential will going to be there, the person who can maintain their commitments firmly.
다 이단데 가서 소소소소를 딩처 같이 라와 소 양게 소소라 이단 같이 루와 대장게 니 가초쇼미 hla데 조양 코그레 니 가초쇼미 hla데 조양 코 미트 조양 코나 라잉게 니 발피선 소바든 정야지레스.
Likewise, however much the persons can rely, or however much one can strengthen one's confidence, and like that or to that extent, the divinities and glory will going to be, the wealth will remain with them or will going to be gathered.
대지대 가서라 다 hla담 미다 발피선 소바 탐지 소소는 좀바 아니 지 피선 소야들라 사와데 당자 땜바데 임바지다 니 평양들라 디시에 거레스.
And in this benefit of commitment, it is talking about that in order to gather all the excellent facilities and likewise gathered the worldly gods and gathered the wealth and glories, and to all this purpose, and what really requirement is the firm commitment.
야, 다더니 가르된 거라서나 담바남 대조게 아니 단자티 아니 개첨부제네 템보 담자라 템보 네비 술다 아니 미쳐봐 멤버 대조게 담자티 갈첨부 마치를 돈에 딜라 네비 술.
And now from here, it is talking about how those sublime beings, they will going to maintain firm their commitments, and then on the other hand, those inferior beings and how they will going to ignore their commitment.
어때 가르치 거스나 담반 남지 메진지 단체 메자 독가나 단체 단다 나보위 치르도바 칼라시스.
And the words spoken by the sublime beings, even if they are not of great import, are difficult for them to break. So how is it ever possible for them to transgress the words of great importance and under which they swear oath?
어때 가르치 거스나 시부 담바 대조게 아니 히 심비기 깨자지나 대지 단체 뭐 대자 많이 나야 노야라 뺏갈래 갑치 그래스.
And what it is mentioning it is that those sublime beings, and once they express out, once they say it, And even that it's not that much important, but still they will going to how to say they will going to fail, they will going to difficult to break that whatever they expressed out. It is difficult for them to break.
다 되네이나 다 되는 첨보다 댐비기 나보이기 지트들레 노바도 칼라시디 시마레스.
And if that the case, even the small or less important, they will not going to break. If that the case, then those great important things, they will never going to transgress or they break their oath.
그때지디 가서는 아저께 용대서 나는 간에 용어서나 담배 뭐뭐 케이제 미제시 가디 까위 케는 렌주나스 돌아 리모트 바지기도 시행 연도 좋아 민주로스 그래서
And therefore we have seen in different scriptures that those sublime beings will not going to commit so much, not going to commit too much. But once they committed, and then whatever they committed, they will going to kind of like accomplish it and fulfill it. And just like those commitment is like how the kind of like a letter written on the rock or the stone, that how it is hard to swept out, and that much their commitment is firm. And even one die, even one lost one life, but still that they will not going to change their commitment.
진디 가서라 딱 되게 가르된 거야 됐잖아. 근데 가서 뒤서 들로지 가나인다. 깨져지게나인다. 따지나 야나인다. 지금 깨다 첨보미 지야 첨보지든 텀보지 그 재단례단들 가서 제대로 지고 여러 봤어.
And what it is showing is that nowadays that we are trying to copywriting to those like who are famous, and they're trying to following that their lifestyle, even that the way of kind of like cutting hair, the way of wearing clothes, we are always trying to emulating them.
또 담바대 쪽에 재단 들리다 다 저런 게 되게 제조라 로고 그래서 그게 되게 그래서.
And therefore, and now this is also like that. Those sublime beings, their attitude and their style is like this. So if you like to emulate yourself with those sublime beings, and this is how you should emulate to be like them.
지지디 소소 담바지 제거나
So therefore, if one wants to become a sublime being, then this is what we should implement.
되니 멤버나라 소폼바 대인 초라 담자 폼 멤버 담자 도와라 총나 신동원 자체.
And then the inferior beings are unable to part with their life force. Similarly, sublime beings are unable to part with their commitments. And inferior beings abandon their commitments, but for sublime beings, this is extremely shameful. And this is not shameful, actually. This is wrong translations. And it should be like that. This is extremely amazing or surprise to them.
다 나저 내 주마 지임바이나 소식 소린 방와 여 말아봤어.
So the inferior beings, like a very normal inferior beings, and there's no greater important than one's life force.
대나 이진이 시부 담바 초대조라 담자대다 자체시 작업을.
Similarly or likewise, and for the sublime beings, this commitment, it's like that.
대지디 가서래 나저 시부 공사 팔바 주마 되저게 아니 담자데 려야디 가서래 니 제번 초대저 신도 원사식을 그랬어.
So therefore, when these people like us, inferior beings, when we abandon or transgress our commitments, and then those sublime beings, they will going to feel amazed or surprised by seeing it.
대응을 했어.
And this is really true.
답변하고 그 종주 생그 너마를 주지네. 아니 소소 즉 상제지 공부 토바 제발이 제기 쓰이기 담자지야.
And for example, that when we receive this bodhisattva's vow, and then we committing that one will going to achieve enlightenment.
되는 이마질처럼 영나 담 되게 장주 생그 너마의 돈에 담자들 려야다. 너무나 소도 동가야 뒤가 빌려봐 이나스.
And then after that, if one encounter with such a difficult situations or the moment that let's say that either you need to give up your life force or to give up this bodhisattva's vow.
대가서 가서 시 공사 주마 되지나 아니 그 소의 방전에 아니 종주생 려전에 되네 그 제가 와이나스라 소의 담전에 종주생들 야와이나.
And then at that moment, this inferior beings and then ordinary beings, if the ordinary being choose the life force and then give up the bodhisattva's vow, then
네 종주생한테도 원차 지거서 가르스나 소의 려야와이나 첸디게 메체드 톨란도와르마도 저 산지지 공부 토야 고가 변가야 말와스.
and then at that moment that when those bodhisattvas saw this, and then they were going to feel amazed or surprised by seeing this on us, because if we lose our life force, and that doesn't really interrupt or block to enter into the enlightened path.
종주생들 야와이나 성제지 공부 토야.
And then on the other hand, if you transgress or break this bodhisattva's vow, then this completely blocks the door entrance to enlightenment.
제리 아니 고시부 담방 초대적 원차 지거서.
Therefore, all those sublime beings or supreme beings are extremely surprised or amazed.
되는 초난 지는 담지다 소동와나 멤버나 원차 제자 담대라 연태자와 데미심스.
And then when next stanza, when sublime being would give their own lives in order to keep their commitments, for inferior beings, this is shameful. Again, this shouldn't be shameful here. This is surprised or amazed, and still they do not see any great qualities in firm commitments, keeping firm commitments.
단 초암 담바대적에니 롱키 단자게 된데 두야게 제도로 소를 동그래서.
And then the supreme or the sublime beings, and they may give up their life for their commitments.
답변아 그 성제게 안에 그 담을 리지마다보다 더 되게 로지페 모버였다 간지.
For instance, the Buddhist history in a previous that he gave up his life to feed the mother tiger. That kind of history, there are many.
또 지디가서 가서 미치마지게 산노도나 아니 소소기 소제네 소제제네 아니 달스야야 돼. 아니 그 뭐차보 이때고 녀발라가는 통거래서.
So therefore, that if that kind of case, if we from the inferior beings' point of view, and that kind of behave is very kind of like that, amazed or strange. Like people who are doing like that, we may feel strange.
이나야 땅 아저씨 봐봐 공사 주마 대조게 디네기 단자 개첨부 대조 땜번네 바텔라 아니 연탄 첨부야 바텔 삼당 두요 말았어.
So therefore, that we inferior beings are unable to think that the firming commitments has that kind of potential or advantages.
내가 저게 샴르고 넘어라고 쉬리 가서냐 소라 토나야 소소 샴르들 게 넘어들 르면서로 되게 갑자 여러 왔어. 내가 말했어.
For instance, this refuge vow, and then this refuge vow, in that also we mentioning that even though one may need to give up one's life, but still shouldn't give up this refuge vow.
대치디 가서 딱 되게 담자 개첨부 되네. 대 아니 소소 소래장 갈참보 땜번네 그거야 봤디. 이거래서.
So therefore, this is something talking about how this commitment should honor more than one's life.
난 니마 카르땡을 쓰나? 난 노르디바. 노르디니 또 담자게 단티 이거래서.
And then now next stanza, it's the brief in very summarized way, and summarizing the meaning of this commitment.
다 멤버 남지 지방에 담비 줄라 따내봐. 단자 땜바 해자위 연텐 이된 체위젠.
And then therefore, abandon the mindset of inferior beings and always abide in the mindset of the sublime ones. Keeping firm commitments is the quality that adorned this world with the greatness.
다대 가성을 쓰는 멤버 남지 지방에 세우디 가서는 다 단자 땜부 제바데 아니 시에부 담만한 기체조래서 담자 땜부 매바 제바데 매바데 아니 시에부 지마 멤버데 조래가래서 대치디 가서는 단다 아니 시에부 멤버게 자셔암 아니 주디 빵네 아니 시에부 담비기 자셔암 줄라 된 따도 내고래서 다 간지 시에부 멤버게 제동데 유제네 시에부 담바게 제동데라 내고래서.
So here what it is showing is, this stanza is the sublime beings, that the maintaining firmly commitment is the behavior or the mindset of sublime beings. And then on the other hand, the abandoning or neglecting or ignoring the commitment or the breaking commitment is the inferior beings behave, or the inferior beings mindset. So here what it is talking about is that now, after understanding this, then one should abandon the inferior beings mindset or inferior beings behave, which is not maintaining commitment.
다 드니게 딜라 담자 땜바세 그래서 다.
And then abiding in the mindset of the sublime ones, and that is what it called keeping firm commitments.
또 딜라버게 담자 땜바 딜라네 딜라 되니 아니 연태 담자 땜바 내바 시자위 그 연태 되니 아니 이된게 온도 제소아이나 또 젠자라고 차거래서 이된노 치위기 젠자 이된노는다 고타기 고도 셔반나기 그 배야데서 배야노를 셔반나기 이 젠자나기 차거래서 소식이.
And then the keeping firm commitment, that itself is one quality. And that quality, having that quality within oneself, it's like a droning the adorns the for highest honor in mundane, and that or they translated this world with greatness. And then what Kimber's explaining this meaning is that keeping firm commitment itself is one greatest quality. And then whoever having that quality within oneself, it is like a drone for highest honored in mandates.
Oda tindiji ki thone la kaji jal yagmena. Oda telishanan andesartene. Ta kanji ngazo ka ta kasene ta dinda chi chi lande shede ya de ki nono la khari shege orsna. Ta ko tambil hache shewa chima zando mazene se ndiki ngazo ke ani mechede danda demba ani ji pyusong choba ji jewa laya tande chode karchambore sene ti shege ores.
So today, now we will going to stop here. But however, within this week, what we studied so far, then briefly, if I summarize, then what it is really advising or what we should understand is that this kind of implementing or practice is not only for the future life or not for the spiritual path, but also for the mundane, the worldly life, how to have a meaningful and successful life. And this all kind of like a characteristic or those qualities are very much needed.
Diki sabja diki yun diki misa ngeneda de ngazo jiten chitang ke juma ane tsen diki da pyusong cho ko kasna chewa chima da mengawe tone tsen dila pyusong cho ba jetang de shede gores.
And particularly this scriptures, its purpose is for aiming to those who wish to have a successful and meaningful life within this life. And then it is also describing whatever the method provided within these scriptures. And if one practice it, then that can achieve the success and meaningful life in a temporarily within this present life. And that also helps to not contradict or oppose to accumulate the negative for the future life as well.
Ta pena ngazo tisa chapsi segu de kasur ngo kor tonya ane sere tu ya thupje tonya chigi chila ta chikyadon ta chik tene changchang jene ji ke ji shor ji top ji shor stavo ta tene ki ji samtang geros.
And nowadays, when we talk about the politics, and then the politics means kind of like defeating each other or blaming on each other, bullying each others, and then it's kind of like making oneself is win and other side is lost, and that kind of activities nowadays when we think about politics and we kind of like think the meaning of politics in this way.
Ta tena yi chini ngazo chomba inaya ta chala juma zona eda chabra juma chena eda ane chigi chila ngokor tone ta tene ki tone chongchi jagwa na samtang geros.
Likewise, the person nowadays who's doing business and they also trying to make a fake manufacturers. Is it manufacturers? They make a fake things and trying to make a kind of like a duplicate or fake things. And then likewise, the kind of like a fake advertisements are there. And then likewise, cheating on others. And this even from the business nowadays, the way of doing business, and people are trying to do all this way.
Tena yi memba ji ba inaya mankang ji ba inaya ji nongcha chinje ne kuma ko ya eda men juma zo de da chabra juma ta de chiko chedi geros.
Likewise, the doctors, like those hospitals, and then even that when they treat some patients, then there's also some cases like they stealing the organs, and then that kind of fake medications and fake advertisement of pills, medication pills, and so on. That kind of things is also happening.
that 인디 갑슬레 텐데게 땅아서 뒤저 내단 두고 텐데지 미쪽 근셔 자셔 텐데지 차바 인자 아니 디송아서 그 강가 뭐 보지 다 가서 공시 받는 레전드 통에 레비어레스
And the right now that whatever we are facing, this all difficulties, it is all because of nowadays that the many beings, like from those at the example which we use above, that we are behaving in a very wrong way, and we are kind of like neglecting all this law of causalities, karma. So therefore, that nowadays we are facing this great crisis and difficulties.
대치디 가서는 빼나 다 내놓는 해반 나이지네 신동지게 자와 신동지 비송 초발라 자와의 조이만 나이지네 아저 그 론도 시비게 레닌 지비게 로르다 덴바 아니 미기 론추 투비게 아니 자와데스 여바
So therefore, that how it is described within these scriptures, in order to have a perfect tree, and it has to have the good root, and then which is like the intelligent, that being the wisdom or intelligent or the wisdom that's able to divine or differentiate it, the right and wrong, good and bad. And then another one is the trustworthy, or they translated that, and then which means the good temperament or the personality, such a person who can really rely on.
테나 이전에 다 신동지를 창천의 동보대 되는 대제설을 다 지켜지게 만나니 아니 그 디바다 말하고 자셔그리란 zem비게 틀려봐다 아니 그 자와 근셔 가르치나야 아니 지 디기 토라 리바 드림네 잡자 제비게 봐요 여봐.
And then after root for the tree, the trunk is the most important after root. And likewise, and after those two characteristics for the kind and good person, the modesty and conscientiousness. That modesty means that the hesitating to engage into demerit activities. And that kind of sense one should have it. And then consciousness, always being cautious that whatever we do physically, verbally, or mentally.
테나 이전에 든 야가 대제설을 야가도 자 개념이 만나니 근데 장보치야다. 근데 그 강해바데 지도를 니비기 땜보치야. 그 담자 땜보치바.
And then after trunk for tree, another most important after trunk is the branches. So likewise, the branches is like honesty and keeping commitment. So whatever it is, very important to being always honest, and then whatever we express or whatever we promise, and then keeping that commitment firmly.
뭐다 딘데기 다르고 오는 시야야게 되죠. 다 간진데 놓게 고 slabja 되죠. 소수빈 니리긴 초아이나리 디다 자르네 제토바이나.
And then that later there's also another qualities we're going to explain. And then however, now all this advice, whatever provided here, if one able to merge or imprint within oneself and day-to-day life.
아니 최선의 싸는 도나 그 잡식 도나 싸는 도나야 맨날 벽이 잡고 최선된데 생각하는 손생감을 생각하보다 아니 그 지게 저기 잡고 그 벽이 잡감라고 싸는 도나야 다 최선된데 값다 손생감을 값내야 벽이 다르게 중요한 말인데 혼나바이나 처절을 했어.
And the persons who ever following and trying to imprinting all these characteristics within oneself, then if that's the case, then if we think even from the brighter view, just say in the previous, those King Songzhen and King Chisongs, and these two kings in our history of Tibet, there's no how to say greater than these two kings in Tibet. And during those two kings, and Tibet is very well known and powerful, yet and both of them are Dharma king.
그제디 가서 가서 잡시다고 지내야지. 나이다 즉 내가 총이 제바이나 가르쳐바이나야. 대노는 희야비기 네 연태한테서 짜와존의 제바이나 푸템바 젠들라 지바 제치만은 지바 아니 대화 어디 드니게 고 용지여바치 차거래서.
So even from that kind of politics point of view, and this is also very works very well, that this history proving. And then likewise for the small things, small politics, and the whatever here the advice is provided, if one able to implement properly, and then that can brings happy and success in this life, and as well as for the future life too.
가정 시간나지 란콜 돈 소소 람로주 돈 비송 소야기 좀 전초마다 되는 연구여러 왔어.
As I mentioned yesterday, like that if one implement this properly, then one can attract or magnetize or gather all those divinities. And once one able to magnetize those all divinities or the worldly gods, then all the wealth or glory will going to be gathered as well. And when we able to gather all those wealth and glory, then the excellent within one's life, the meaningful life could happen.
어떻게 지디가서는 내저 리데 아저게 그 지행의 그 시행의 개념 다 들으다 지디가서는 가서가 거기 원예 따대야 나와지니 그 바다네 샤자야만 바행의 년의 수이나야 뒤돌에 감투도게 고바제 라멘 따야 될라 섬단 거래서.
And this kind of advice, the scriptures, shouldn't be just leave it like just watching something movies, and whether that both from the teacher side who's teaching this, who's teaching this advice, and then from the disciple side who are listening these teachings, and not just let it be like a watching movie and then let it go. And rather than that, both sides, from the teacher side and the student side, should try to implement and step by step.
다 들으려고지 그래 말해.
Okay, so now that's is all. And then now we will going to make this mandala offering to the Khyentse Rinpoche for the thanking to teaching us this great advice. So for that we are going to recite this long mandala, which is in page number 177. 177 in this Nakshu Daily Prayer Book. Om Benzer Bumeo Je Yonso Nova Wanje Seje Saji Om Benzer Rikeo Je Jare Koyo Ne Kore Visu Re Jagore Jale Lobo Lo Zambole Lo Malanji Shadamene Lilo Limba Maya Lang Maya She Yonen Alan Chundo Damene Da Damene Jeda Rimbo Jero Ba Sandeshi Dojoe Ba Mame Bae Lodo Gorno Rimbo Je Nako Rimbo
Sumo Rinpoche, Nambo
Rinpoche, Lambo Rinpoche, Bonjo Rinpoche,
Mabe Rinpoche, Dere Chenpoye, Pampa, Gelama, Chelama, Luma, Dharma, Medoma, Dobema, Namsama, Jecham, Yema, Dawa, Rinpoche, Dumo Chule, Namar, Jave, Janze, Adame, Banjo, Kinsun, Mazawa, Mevani, Zawa, Jiva, Jive, Kaden, Lama, Nama, Nanda, Ivan, Jave, Chinpoche, Lazo, Sanjeda, Jonjo, Sembe, Zodan, Jiva, Nama, Jero, Yanto Yeso, Yene, Chinje, Lando, So, Swaje, Guje, Guje, Medosa, Rira, Lije, Nide, Jiva, Sonje, Yendo, Rinde, Boa, Yendo, Nanda, Shina, Jagwa, Jo, Tam, Guru, Ritnane, Buddha, Menda, Zamudha, Zabarana, Samaya,
Okay, so now we do dedication. Sanande Banje Sipani Gupne Vedana Banje Shikananje Alam Dubai Sive Zole Noha Nureshu Janga Bave Jita Jamba Kando Zambo Deya Dejinde Eda Kanje Jiso Talo Yohane Da Danje Radomo Yohane By this beneficial activity, may I obtain understanding and
and divert all beings
liberate all beings
Souls
to
of
the
death, endless pride, breath of birth, aging, illness, and death,
conforming to the knowledge of courageous ninja.
by informing truth, knowledge,
I dedicate perfectly all this virtue. By
and
this
following the example, I dedicate perfectly all these virtues.
wisdom, and may they thereafter obtain the two holy bodies which result from this human. For the blessings of the Buddhas and for the blessings of the immutable spirit of God, for the blessings of the infallible
blessing of the Buddha,
this
Sangha,
prayer of dedication.
obtain the three bodies, by the blessing of the immutable truth of the Dharma, Shuni, by the blessing of the infallible aspirations of the Sangha, Genrin, may this prayer of dedication be accomplished just as it is.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Kenpola.
Thank you, Kempola.
Thank you, Kenpola.
Thank you. Thank you, Lao.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you, Kempola.
thank you.
So much to think about.
And practice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kim.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Bye, Michael. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.